Hola, hola, hola. Yo soy Katie. I am Katie. How are you? I know it's been a while, people. I know. With everything going on in this country, especially recently with George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, I have been very down. Yeah. And I just wanted to come on here briefly and try to help whoever wants to know ways that you can support if you're afraid that you're going to say the wrong thing. Things that you can do and say to help, even if you're afraid that you're going to say the wrong thing. So I'll try to keep it brief. Okay. So, you know how when you are taking a class, right? You're taking a class, you know a little bit about the subject, but you don't know a ton, and you're learning, you're there to learn, right? So when the professor, corrects your assignments and your paper, it's like disappointing when you get stuff wrong, but you're open to receiving that correction so that you can learn the subject more thoroughly, you can get more wisdom, understanding, understand the topic the best way possible, and so that you can correctly move forward with that knowledge. Well, think of it that way. So if you have African American friends and friends of color, and you're not quite sure how to engage or what to say, or you want to say something but you're like terrified you're going to say the wrong thing, think of it this way. Just like learning a new subject, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. You're going to say the wrong thing. But the key is to be open to correction, be open to learning, be open to making those mistakes and fixing them. I mean, nobody's perfect, right? So, it's easy to get defensive and say, well, I knew I was going to say the wrong thing, or I didn't mean to say it that way, or I didn't mean it the way it sounded. Okay, but instead of jumping on the defensive, as is human nature to do, just purposely work on remembering that you're there to learn. And if you do mess up, okay, I messed up. Can you explain what I could have said, or how I could have said that better, or what I can avoid next time, right? Also, realize, that your African American friends may or may not want to get into full-blown discussions with you on this topic, because your African American friends are exhausted emotionally, mentally, generations of exhaustion. And so burdens have been carried for generations and generations. So it's heavy. If you feel it's heavy on you, it's like 100 times heavier on your African American friends. So just remember to not take stuff personally if they don't get back to you right away. We are in a process of grieving and working through this and trying to maintain some normalcy and trying to figure out what normal is right now and operating in our daily lives with our families and with work anyway. So just grace. There needs to be grace, there needs to be patience and understanding, and realizing that all of your African American friends may not want to engage on this topic right now, but you can still be supportive your African American friends still want to hear from you. So don't be afraid you're going to say the wrong thing. Just keep it brief. Hey, I'm thinking about you. I just want to let you know I'm thinking about you. I'm sending love, hugs, thoughts, prayers your way and your family's way. And just know I'm here for you. Those small notes make a difference. So if you don't know what to say, you don't want to say the wrong thing, Like I said, realize you're gonna make mistakes sometimes, but still let your African American friends know that you love them and you care by sending them a brief note. And if you don't get a response right away, it's okay. If you don't get a response at all, it's okay. We still like reading the notes. We're figuring out how to function right now. So patience and grace and love is the priority when touching base with your friends. Also, you know, if you don't like posting a lot of stuff on social media, at least still read the posts from your African American friends. Another thing that you can do is to join a group of some kind that will, where you can listen and learn and educate yourself, and you know, not put the burden individually on your African American friends per se, but you know, be willing to join forums and discussions and groups, not so that you can interject and not so that you can say how much you know, but more so that you can learn. Like I mentioned in the beginning with that professor situation, you're here to learn and here to be open and here to listen and here to grasp and here to grapple with yourself and, you know, your own stuff and the ways where you can improve, and, you know, being open to that process. Another thing you can do is to call things out and call people out when you see racist behaviors, when you hear racist jokes, and when you see actions that are racially motivated, and when you and in government, and using your influence, wielding your influence for positive change. So if you know that you are a person of power and influence and authority, and you can use that to change the systems that you see that are contributing to systemic racism, then do that. If you are working, shopping, going to the bank, whatever, and you see little incidents happen, call those out. Call people out. Call the incident out. Don't let it continue. Don't turn a blind eye. Also, you know, with your family and friends, call it out when you see it. So these are just some things you can do, and hopefully this has been helpful, and I will talk to you next time. Much love, much peace.